Most of my technical aptitude was just playing video games.
ECPI University is helping individuals, even those with minimal computer experience, pursue a future in cybersecurity.
With ECPI, you just jump right in. Whether it's programming, building a server, calculating networks, the emphasis on hands-on approach really just, they just knocked it out of the park. Now, I'm a penetration tester. I wake up every morning excited for my job. ECPI is literally the best decision I've ever made.
Yeah, you need to be a
Hitting networks, the emphasis on hands-on approach really just, they just knocked it out of the park. Now, I'm a penetration tester. I wake up every morning excited for my job. ECPI is literally the best decision I've ever made.
It's gonna work on that.
Yeah, you need to be a
Hitting networks, the emphasis on hands-on approach really just, they just knocked it out of the park. Now, I'm a penetration tester. I wake up every morning excited for my job. ECPI is literally the best decision I've ever made.
It's gonna work on that.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like
Hitting networks, the emphasis on hands-on approach really just, they just knocked it out of the park. Now, I'm a penetration tester. I wake up every morning excited for my job. ECPI is literally the best decision I've ever made.
I'm just looking at it. So it's gonna be like it's catching everything on speed and everything. It's just not
Hitting networks, the emphasis on hands-on approach really just, they just knocked it out of the park. Now, I'm a penetration tester. I wake up every morning excited for my job. ECPI is literally the best decision I've ever made.
I'm just looking at it. So it's gonna be like it's catching everything on speed and everything. It's just not
Hitting networks, the emphasis on hands-on approach really just, they just knocked it out of the park.
It's crazy. Make sure you got them mic setups right too in OBS. Cause it's yo, that's crazy too. I see it now, cause you ain't getting no desktop audio. That's usually the main motherfucker right there.
I need to turn the mic monitoring down so it don't pick up your audio
Yeah,
from your headset.
yeah,
In other words, the people don't need to hear what you hear through your mic.
yeah. I seen there's some shit on there that show you how to do the shit on YouTube.
Shit so like shit hard.
It ain't as hard as it seems. It's cause you only need we gotta get you some speakers first so we can get that audio coming through that desktop right there, cause that's gonna be all the like direct gameplay audio they hear from the actual game and shit. You got your mic set up right here.
I had all that shit hooked up, but right.
It's just that damn desktop shit for some reason. See, look, you ain't getting no kind of.
Nah, cause you ain't playing that. You gotta go to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. You're right. I forgot it's desktop audio. Still ain't getting no feed. See that right there should be getting feed.
Nah, I know why. Go to
Right here.
yeah, go to properties. Properties. Go to device.
Our needs, so you can get strong,
Yeah.
however you define
See,
it.
without that on, they ain't gonna be able to hear
I've been in and out of therapy with BetterHelp for a few years now, and it's made prioritizing my mental and emotional health so much easier. Your 20s are such a confusing time in your life. You're old enough to make your own decisions, but too inexperienced to know what's best. When I think of my friends, some have moved away, started their career, some are still in school, and a few have even gotten married and started families. You don't know what the right path is for yourself, and each year you may be asking yourself, where is my life going? You may be wondering, how does therapy help in this situation, and why would I want to talk and think about this more than I already do? But talking to a licensed professional about these topics, working through these big questions, learning more about yourself, and coping with life's transitions and challenges is really impactful. I use BetterHelp because of its convenience and customization. Something that I struggled with before BetterHelp was the actual act of calling to schedule an appointment somewhere. I'm not sure why, but it always just stressed me out. But with BetterHelp, everything is done through the mobile app or the computer browser. From signing up, to matching with a therapist, to scheduling your appointments, and the actual texting, calling, or video sessions, everything is done through the platform. When signing up, I took a questionnaire to find my preference in a therapist. I was able to know if I wanted someone of a specific gender, sexuality, different qualities that would be important ways for me to connect with a therapist depending on my needs. BetterHelp has over 30,000 licensed therapists, so I had plenty to choose from. Therapy is for everyone, and BetterHelp makes therapy more accessible. Check them out today.
You got to have some patience. You got to go through it, boy, if you want it. You got to go through it if you motherfucker want it, dog.
Fight Jeff Horn, you did.
And then decibels, you want that bitch.
That's what I'm saying. What does Crawford, is he like thinking about this next thing he's going to say? He said, I wanted to fight Jeff Horn. You fought him. What are you talking about? He said you were the bully and that's the problem.
You want to have your volume hit.
Bro, he said, I want, and see, this is the other thing. He listen to what he just said.
Bitch hitting in the red.
I said I'd rather me and Sean Porter fight at the end because
Just listen.
our friendship and our relationship. But set aside that, I wanted to fight Keith Thurman. I want to fight Danny Garcia. I want to fight Pacquiao. I want to fight Jeff Horn. I want to fight Errol Spence. I want to fight all those guys.
This is the problem. You wanted to fight all these quality guys, and then you randomly threw Jeff Horn in there, who doesn't belong in that same group of people, and you literally fought none of those guys except for the worst person that you named in that list, which was Jeff Horn. He said, I wanted to fight Keith Thurman. I wanted to fight Errol Spence. I wanted to fight Ugas. I wanted to fight Danny Garcia. I wanted to fight Mikey Garcia. I wanted to fight Jeff Horn. Literally the worst name on that list of all those quality guys over the last several years is definitely, certainly been Jeff Horn. And that's the guy you fought, and that's the problem. No more, no less.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. That is nobody's fault. Why does Crawford... Okay, first of all, why'd you re-sign with Top Rank? Let's just start there. You named 1,000 PBC fighters that you wanted to fight. Even Pacquiao went over there for the final chapter of his real career, right? So all these dudes was effing with Al Heyman. Mikey Garcia had a business working relationship with PBC for most of his fights until after Errol whooped him, and then he started doing other stuff, fighting on Eddie Hearn cards. But before, when he was undefeated, when he came back from Top Rank hostage situation, all his fights was on PBC. So let's start there. So since you named 1,000 PBC fighters, why did you re-sign with Top Rank? Again, Bud wants to play the victim, and there's no accountability for how you moved, the decisions you made in this whole situation. And I think that is the major problem that people are having. People are like, what? You literally re-signed and then complained that you didn't get all these other guys. It's not PBC's obligation to build your career. If your side had if you were with Top Rank and then you became a free agent for the Benavidez fight and they had no options for you, maybe you become a free agent and play the field. Regis Prograis did it. Devin Haney looks like he's doing it. Why didn't you do it? If you wanted to fight PBC fighters, then go to PBC. Exactly what I just said. Thank you to a Pain the Savage. Hey, we got to get the likes past 600. You guys feel me? If I want to get what's the Walmart discounts called? Rollback prices. If I want rollback prices and equate in great value, then I go to Walmart. If you want rollback prices and discounts and equate brand and great value brand, you go to Walmart. Top rank at welterweight division at the time were Walmart things. They had a Walmart. PBC had the Target.
For real.
Bit easier to find the product, cleaner, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, the bottom line is you go where the action's at. You want rollback prices, you go to Walmart. You want the dog with the bullseye and the bullseye logo. The carts are red, you go to Target. He talking about I wanted all these fights. You didn't get them though. That's the problem.
There was everybody calling for me to fight Ugas when he had a title. Where was everybody calling?
Bro, listen to this man's logic and tell me I don't make sense. Where was everybody calling for Ugas to fight me when I had the title? Bro, the boxing fans realized you were with Top Rank. There's been disdain between Al Heyman and Golden Boy and disdain between Bob Arum and Al Heyman. So why would anybody be calling for something that we truly know is not likely to happen based on the Cold War and sides of the street? Maybe that's why, which boils back to my last point. You chose to stay over there with Top Rank and they had no one to feed you that the fans wanted to fight. Somehow, some way, Bud is making this woe is me type of argument where it's always somebody else's fault except for his decision making. That's the biggest problem here. Like, hey, why didn't you get the job? Oh man, they was hating on me. They was profiling me. Maybe you didn't do good in your interview. Maybe you were cussing in your interview and they found that to be off-putting and it wasn't professional. Maybe you didn't, have a collared shirt and you're going for a corporate job. Maybe your resume is not strong enough, et cetera, et cetera. You can't just say they didn't give you the job and hire you because of the man and all that stuff. Maybe you weren't qualified. Maybe you didn't wow them in the interview. There's other options before you reach, oh, they racist and they just didn't want to give me the job. Hey, y'all got to get the likes up or I got to terminate the stream. Really, we're really at a standstill for I have no idea why. The stream has been popping to this point, but y'all, I'm going to give y'all a minute to get that up. Pause the comments if you haven't hit the like button. See, look, now it's jumping. Likes are loot. It's gonna keep being some stop and go traffic when they could just be freeway miles if everybody just come in. And yeah, she said, Carla said, Ego, these are lurkers. Then they gonna have to lurk their ass up out of here because I'm not doing the stream. I'm not gonna play to an empty room. It's just like you get to an elite musician like Jay-Z. He did his set. I've already went for over an hour. I've done my set. If y'all want that encore, do you want more? Cook that raw with the Brooklyn boy. If y'all want more in that encore, then you got to chant and all that to bring the person back out. I've been to concerts with legendary people like Prince. I know how it goes. So y'all gonna treat me with the same level of respect. Like salute. I promise you. Alexa, stop. Oh, that was weird.
They were like, you don't want to get to a point where
Cursor, what's up, my guy?
Music on this big ass desktop at home, and the motherfucker trying to fly you out somewhere, like, you want some shit.
Angelo Hayes sent to Cash App $5.
Yeah. So I used to have a desktop and all that, but once they started making them laptops with more
He says,
power, I like, man.
oh, hold on.
That's what it said, bro. Niggas is
Oh,
recording
what?
the whole
Oh, he
song,
just sent
bro.
this. Oh, never mind. I said $5. Man, my battery done. Hold on. We actually got a $15 Cash App. My bad. Put some respect on Angelo. Shout out to Angelo. He spent $15 in the Cash App. He said, keep cooking. I love what you are doing. That's my guy. Shout out to him. Shout out to my man Marino. He says, checking in, Ego. What's good with you?
I just gotta go back and get me two.
OG Mr. Mont sent $5. Yeah, like salute. We working. Why he didn't call for your Dennis Ugas himself since Ugas was a champion? That's what I'm saying. He asked, like, that's a good point. Shout out to OG Mr. Mont.
You'll have a more precise mix and shit. I could just mix
Bro,
around sound.
Bud is ducking accountability. That's a great point. Listen to what he just said. Why didn't he call for Ugas himself? Why is he putting it on the fans? He was like, man, why the fans didn't ask for it? Why didn't you ask for it? Why didn't you and your team get it done? How you blaming the fans because you didn't get the looks you wanted? What about your team? What about the promotional company you were signed? Why is it the fans
Fight
responsible?
Danny Garcia. I want to fight Pacquiao. I want to fight Jeff Horn. I want to fight Errol Spence. I want to fight all those guys. Nothing happened.
Listen,
Where
he said nothing happened. Listen,
was everybody calling for me to fight Ugas when he had a title?
why is it the fans' responsibility to call out Ugas? We not fighting Ugas. You the welterweight, you the prize fighter, fighting for the prize, you call him out. Why you blame, he like, why ain't 4 a.m., why ain't Kamal Oz call for the Ugas? Why is it us? We not the prize fighters. We just stupid YouTubers and stupid people on YouTube like your team be talking about. You blaming Boxing Ego and Kamal Oz. We not the professional prize fighter. That's like me getting mad at Crawford's team because they didn't edit a YouTube video. That's not their job. It's not their job to edit my YouTube videos or to schedule a live. Like this, that's what I have to. This is my job. Your job is with the fist. That's what you do, and that's what your team is instructed to help you do. You got a strength and conditioning coach. That's like asking why Kamal Oz ain't get me in shape. It's not his job. Why Kamal Oz got to get you, that you hired a strength and conditioning coach to get you in shape? Errol Spence, he ain't gonna say like, why Ego ain't make sure I made weight. That's not my job to make you make weight. That's why he got that Elliot as the nutritionist. I don't have to cook meals. I'm a YouTuber. Why would I have to cook Errol's meals? You see what I'm saying? He said we didn't call for the fight.
Where was everybody calling for me to fight Sean Porter when he had a title?
Where was everyone calling for me to fight Sean Porter when he had a title? But you just said you called out everyone but Sean Porter.
Those guys. Only one I didn't call out was Sean Porter. I said,
I can't, bro. I can't. He just said, where was everyone calling for me to fight Sean Porter? And he said, I called out all those guys except for Sean Porter.
nah. I called out all those guys. Only one I didn't call out was Sean Porter. I said I'd rather me and Sean Porter fight at the end because our friendship and our relationship.
Okay, so you'd rather fight Sean Porter last or never fight Sean Porter. Then you just asked me why I didn't and the fans didn't call for you to fight the guy you just said you didn't really want to fight because he was your friend in your relationship. Man, y'all better leave me alone. You know I'm coming with heat. He just said, where were the fans at? That's what I'm saying. He's not rehearsing these things. He's just coming on the fly, coming up with stuff. He just said he called out everyone with one exception of Sean Porter because they have a great relationship, they're friends, yada, yada, yada. Then in the same interview, 30 seconds later, he says, where was everybody calling for me to fight Sean Porter when he had a title? You just said you kind of didn't want to fight him because he was a friend. Second of all, he was in the PBC, so Sean Porter was actually just fighting Keith Thurman, fighting Danny Garcia, actually fighting Ugas, actually fighting Errol Spence. So why do we need to call for you, who's over there on Top Rank, and there's an existing Cold War? Do you guys get my drift?
10. Let me get back, bro, so I can put my mind to bed. What you gotta do
We didn't have to call for Sean Porter when he was a champion to fight quality guys because he was with the quality guys and he was fighting the quality guys. Makes sense to me. Bro, you are like 500 pounds.
She want to get off of her third shift and that. She says good money, but that should be 1
Why do we have to call for Sean Porter to fight quality guys when he was with PBC fighting quality guys?
I love money too. Goddamn, boy, you gotta have some kind of life. Her hours.
That doesn't even make sense. Sean Porter didn't have trouble getting fights. Quality fights that fans wanted to see. Kamal, you delete. Oh, no, never mind. Kamal's a beast. Hey, Kamal, damn, Kamal packing them up. So that doesn't make sense. We never had a problem with Sean Porter's resume. Nobody that I've ever seen complained that Sean Porter wasn't fighting the... He said, bro said you were 500 pounds. He got the same logic as Bud. Bro, I'm not worried about it. Okay, I'm 500 pounds. But they not saying nothing about Crawford's trainer. Okay.
So, July 29th, just give me my...
Bro, Bud is like all over the place.
But set aside that, then after I fight Sean Porter, and then me how y'all two fought. Ain't got nothing to do with me how y'all two fought. Oh, Sean Porter did this to gauge me because of we want to see you fight Sean Porter. Where was everybody calling for me to fight Sean Porter when he had a title? Nobody was saying we want to see you fight Sean Porter. And I told him that when he called me. I said, listen, they just trying to gauge me because of how you and Errol Spence fight fell out.
Fell out?
Oh, Sean Porter did this to Errol Spence. Let's see what Sean Porter can do with Terrence.
What do you mean by that exactly? Sean Porter did this to Errol Spence. What did he do to Errol Spence? He didn't drop him. Sean Porter did what exactly? Lost? You see what I'm saying? Bro, he just said Sean Porter. Oh, Sean Porter did this to Errol Spence. What do you mean by that exactly? He did what? He lost and got dropped. He put up a good fight, but he lost. So what do you mean he did this to Errol Spence? He didn't really do nothing to Errol Spence. Errol Spence never got rocked and was drunk in there.
Errol Spence, let's see what Sean Porter can do with Terrence. Ain't got nothing to do with me how y'all two fought, because the styles make fights. So then after I fight Sean Porter, and then the fight goes how it goes, or he wasn't training, or he was retired, or...
Bro, Bud is just like all air balls. Air Bud. Oh. Bro, he listen, dog. I said air Bud, dog. Never mind. Whatever. Bro, he's throwing bricks and air balls. He's Air Bud. These are all air balls. Listen to what he just said, and then I'll correct the mistake that he just made.
The fight goes how it goes, or he wasn't training, or he was retired, or he's this. But prior,
he just said the fight goes how it goes. Air Bud just threw another brick. Johnny Salmon, the Kickboxing Dojo. What's up? Appreciate you. He just said, here, I'm going to play it again because the super chat kind of...
The fight goes how it goes, or he wasn't training, or he was retired, or he's this. But prior to that...
Bro, he said before Sean Porter, people wanted to gauge him. And then after the fight, it goes how it goes. And people said, oh, he wasn't training. He was retired. Bro, his daddy said that. What are you talking about? Sean Porter said that. Why does Bud keep saying it like it's the fans doing this, but his daddy, Kenny Porter, is the one that said Sean wasn't listening, Sean wasn't training like I asked, and Sean confirmed that. So how you gonna make it like the fans just conjured up something to not give you credit? Bro, this is bad. This is bad, big time bad stuff. I seen that Bernie interview. I might get to talk about that. Bro, Kenny Porter is the one that said Sean wasn't listening and training as hard as he could or whatever he said. So how is it our fault? He's making it like people don't want to give him credit. We're going off of the information that was provided.
Me, how y'all two fought, because the styles make fights. So then after I fight Sean Porter, and then the fight goes how it goes, or he wasn't training, or he was retired, or he's this. But prior to that, it was.
Okay, so Sean Porter didn't miss weight for the Crawford fight. How did we know if he was training or not? We weren't in his training camp. So how do we know that? Oh, Sean Porter admitted it after his dad said it nationally on national TV. So what are you talking? How would the fans and YouTubers or whatever just make that up about Sean Porter when we weren't in training camp to know how hard he was training or what he wasn't doing? Sean Porter's done interviews, said, oh, I was training hard and running, and then my dad wanted me to go swimming, and I told him I don't want to do that. So how you gonna blame the media and YouTubers? We didn't know how his training camp was until the daddy revealed it.
Wasn't that he was retired, he wasn't training. It was, oh man, Sean Porter gave Spence a hell of a fight, and
he was a champion.
Potentially should have been a draw, or he could have beat Errol Spence.
Man, see, bro, who said Sean Porter with a knockdown and Errol should have been a draw? This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's like I have to keep pausing it every couple of seconds because something new comes out. Who on earth says Sean Porter, Errol Spence should have been a draw? With Sean Porter in a pivotal moment getting knocked down. Nobody said that. You just made this stuff up.
He wasn't training. It was, oh man, Sean Porter gave Spence a hell of a fight, and potentially should have been a draw, or he could have beat Errol Spence.
Where did this narrative come from? Who had Sean Porter actually winning? Not a good fight. Yeah, it was a good fight. It was there. Who said it was a draw or Sean Porter won?
Beat him.
So it's a close fight for the first couple of rounds or whatever. Then Errol pulls away and drops him. Who said Sean Porter won or is a draw? Come on, bro.
Rugged, this and that. Even with Kell Brook, you know, even with not fought Amir Khan, a lot of people saying, okay, if Bud catch him, he probably can knock him out. But if Bud don't catch him, Bud gonna lose.
I didn't want to do this, but y'all made me. Bro. What? Who is he talking about said these things, bro? Like, honestly, dead homies. Who in a right mind said 2 fights after Canelo decimated Amir Khan's jaw that Bud might win, but I don't know. Depending on some things, Amir is gonna win. Who said that? Like, honestly, like literally. Come on. Come on, bro. Now I'm about to really mess y'all up. Get over 700 likes immediately so I can break y'all down to size. Y'all not gonna like this one. Watch how listen, I told you I'm the greatest that's literally the greatest that's breathing that's ever lived in the digital space of covering this sport. I know my stuff and I'm gonna prove it. Get me over 700 likes or loot, and I'll continue to work. Bro,